First and foremost, no, despite having a Chinese descent and Chinese surname, I'm a Filipino. I was born and raised here in the Philippines. I grew up, I believe, in Binondo, near Divisoria. So I grew up there. I studied in a Chinese school since kindergarten all the way up to high school. So that's one of the reasons kung bakit up to this point in time, I'm still fluent with Mandarin and Hokkien or Fukien, no? Family-wise, actually, I grew up in a family na was never really inclined in politics, inclined with government work. I'm the first who is right here, right now, in a government position, working as a public servant. So that's something na I didn't expect. I grew up with my mom, no? My mom is a businesswoman. So, as I said, no, we do not have any inclination when it comes to politics or public service. So, lahat kami, I personally and my mom, we're into business talaga ever since. Although, I took up consular and diplomatic affairs back in college. So, I was preparing myself to be in international relations, in the embassy, saka sa foreign affairs. But then again, I think fate diverted its path, no? Imbis na napunta ako sa international relations, I'm here in MMDA. When I graduated college, hindi naman ako agad-agad pumasok into public service. So initially, I was in a non-government organization. My first job was actually a corporate communication officer. So yun yung unang career path ko. Then I was a program officer in another NGO. Then since being a Chinese Filipino, normal yan na why don't you just come home, do your own business, handle family business. So, since I have the passion for motorcycles and cars, I used to race cars, no? So, andun yung passion ko. So, sabi ko, why not turn my passion into business? So, doon pumasok na I started my own automotive accessory industry or automotive accessory shop wherein we catered mga different vehicles from Japanese, German, up to Italians na kung saan yung passion ko of setting them up and kumbaga beautification, modification, dun ko binuhos. But then again, nag-divert ulit yung probably yung destiny, napasok na naman ako sa government service. No. Actually, never expected, never eyed about it. I never targeted it to be what I am here today. So, hindi ko in-expect yan. I was just enjoying what I'm doing. I was just enjoying, it started as posting yung mga ginagawa namin, sharing our efforts. So, sabi ko, it could be an educational tool. Kasi alam naman natin, at this point in time, we are in a digital era. So, everyone goes on social media, on whatever social media platform. So, sabi ko, it's a good arena for us to showcase what we are doing and also to bring the service down to the people. But I guess, alam mo yun, social media really does its job, no? So, I never expected it na mag-viral tayo ng ganon. Well, personally, my take on this, no? I'm not saying everyone, pero if you're the type of person na you are just in it for popularity, you just want to be known, in short, gusto mo magpasikat, hindi ka natural, di ba? Your actions, your words, your speech, your body language, it will show. Ako kasi, I'm of parang nangyari, but what I want people to know is, hindi ako nagpapasikat. I just want everyone to be re-educated of what we are doing. Kumbaga, naging passion ko na yung trabaho. So, yung passion na yun, na-transform ko siya into something else na gusto kong ma-elaborate sa tao. So, saka I'm a type of person na I can be friends with everyone. I don't choose who my friends are. As long as maayos ka, totoo ka, kahit sino ka pa, kaibigan kita. Parang hindi ko na masyado maalala, pero the first time was, I think I posted our operation. I just shared it on my Facebook. Kasi personal ko yun eh. So sabi ko, sige, share natin para ma-entice yung mga tao na, uy, may ginagawa palang MMDA na gano'n. So sabi ko, sige, gawin natin. Ayun lang. But yung the vlog itself, naging natural na siya. Nagtuloy-tuloy siya eh. I never expected it. Lalo na yung mga ginagawa ko nga, aside from the clearing operations, yung mga, minsan may nahuhuli, nabibigyan ng helmets, yung mga ganon. Wala, hindi ko siya pinlano. That's why I can't really remember when it started. Well, sa tingin ko, for me, the most challenging part is yung mga taong nahuhuli at yung mga tao sa kalsada. Why? Umabot na tayo sa point in time that even though you know what you are doing is wrong, you still try to justify it and to make it right. And I think that's the most challenging part of this job. Yung maparealize mo sa tao na mali yung akala mong tama. Mali yung nakasanayan mo. Mali yung ginagawa mo for the span of 10, 20 years. So I think that's the most challenging part. Yung altering the mindset of the people and to the point that you have to emotionally catch them para ma-realize nila yung pagkakamali nila and to have a sense of acceptance and realization. Yun naman. I think both ways. It's both ways. Actually, hindi lang dalawa yan eh. It's three-way pa yan eh. Ignorance of the people because the lack of education, the lack of proper information dissemination, and at the same time, yung inconsistent implementation and enforcement of the law. Case in point, helmet. Helmet is a national law. You go anywhere, you go to Luzon, you go to Visayas, you go to Mindanao, it should be implemented. Pero ano sinasabi ng mga tao? Sa Manila lang naman implemented yan eh. Pumunta kang Laguna, ang daming walang helmet. Pumunta kang Batangas, maraming walang helmet. So I think isa sa mga crucial point here is the being in line with the national policies at the same time yung consistency of the implementation. And on the third, options. Why? People violate not only because of ignorance, lack of education, lack of discipline, but it's also because of the lack of the infrastructure development and lack of the options given by the government. Bakit ko sinabi yun? We go to other Asian countries. Street parking is everywhere. But what sets us apart? Sila regulated, tayo hindi. Sila may tamang pwesto. Meron silang public parking spaces. They have designated parking buildings, elevated parking slots. Tayo wala. So, it has to work three-way. We provide options to the people. We educate and discipline them. At the same time, we have to be strict and consistent with the enforcement. Sabi nga nila, the law is harsh, but it is the law. Dura lex, sed lex, di ba? And aside from that, ang batas or the laws and regulations are written on a piece of paper without any emotions. But the implementer or the enforcer has that emotion to control it. There's no such thing as exemption from the law, supposedly, di ba? We cannot implement entitlement to the point na magkakaroon ng division of class of society. Sinasabi nila pag mayaman, exempted. Pag si ganito, exempted. Pero ang mga mahihirap, pinag-iinitan nyo, sa masamang salita. No. When I took over this job, that's one thing na sinabi ko sa sarili ko and I told my team, I don't care kung sino man ang mahuhuli nyo. Even though he is in possession, he is a barangay official, it's a barangay vehicle, it's a government vehicle, I don't care. Kung may mali, implement natin ng tama. Why? The people or our citizen nawawalan na ng tiwala sa gobyerno. What more if they see us being in the public's eye na tayo mismo, nagbibigay tayo ng unequal treatment? Paano natin ibabalik ang tiwala? So from there, we have to start. There should be equal treatment of violators at the same time, equal treatment of everyone. So there's no such thing as entitlement. Kasi yan din ang isa sa pinakamalaking problema natin. The poor is entitled because they have no choice. The rich is entitled because they are full of choices.